Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever heard people use the words algorithm and model almost like they're the same thing and thought, wait, am I missing something here? Well, you're definitely not alone. It is one of the most common mix-ups in the entire world of data, and today we're going to get it all cleared up. So let's just get right to it. The big question, is an algorithm the same thing as an analytics model? Nope. And by the end of this, you won't just know the answer, you'll totally get the really crucial relationship between the two. All right, let's dive straight into the core of it. I think the absolute simplest way to wrap your head around the difference is to think about a general purpose tool versus the very specific thing you build with that tool. So picture it like this. The algorithm, that's the how-to guide. It's a generic set of instructions for solving a certain type of problem. But the model, well, that's what you actually make. It's the one-of-a-kind, specific solution you get when you apply those instructions to your data to solve your unique problem. You know, a really great analogy is baking. Think of an algorithm like a basic recipe for cake. It gives you the fundamental steps, right? Mix your dry ingredients, mix your wet ingredients, combine them, and bake. But it doesn't tell you what kind of cake to make. Now, the model, that's the actual cake you bake. It's that specific chocolate strawberry cake you made for your friend's birthday. See, you used the general recipe, that's the algorithm, but you applied your specific ingredients, that's your data, for a very specific reason. The finished cake itself, that is your unique analytics model. And yeah, this little formula here sums it up perfectly. You take a general purpose algorithm, you feed it your specific training data, let's say historical sales numbers, and what you get out the other end is a problem-specific analytics model trained to do one thing: tackle your business challenge. Okay, so that naturally leads to the next question, right? How exactly does an algorithm turn into a model? Well, the magic really happens during a process that we call training. And the process is actually pretty straightforward, which is cool. First, you give it a big pile of historical data where you already know what happened. Then, the algorithm just churns through all that data, and it starts to learn the patterns and the relationships that led to those known outcomes. Finally, you take your newly trained model and you test it on some fresh data to see how well it can predict things on its own. Now here's the thing, not all models are created equal. A model's effectiveness, really, it all comes down to the quality of the ingredients, the data you put in. You need high-quality, clean data, and that means it's complete, without a lot of empty or null values. But the real secret sauce, the place where you can get a huge competitive advantage, is in creating what we call performance variables. These are brand new variables that you actually create from your raw data. And this right here, this is where the human element really shines. Creating these custom variables, things like calculating how often a customer buys something or the ratio of their on-time payments. This is where the art and the science of analytics totally merge. It's not just about dumping data into a machine. It's about being creative and asking the right questions of your data to build something that's genuinely powerful. All right, so we get how models are made. But where do you even get these algorithms in the first place? Can anyone just, download one and get started? Well, the good news is algorithms are pretty much everywhere, all across this wide spectrum. On one end, you've got incredibly powerful tools that are totally free and open source for anyone to use. And then on the other end, you have this highly specialized proprietary software from big vendors that can cost a lot, but often comes with a ton of support and extra features. Just to give you some real-world examples, you've got super popular open source tools like R Project and Weka. Then you have algorithms that might already be hiding inside databases you're using every day, like in SQL Server or Oracle. And of course, you've got the huge commercial players like SAS and SPSS, which have been mainstays in this field for decades. Okay, I know this all sounds pretty technical, right? So how are business users, the people who are actually on the front lines, supposed to use these complex models without needing a PhD in data science? Well, the answer is to treat the model like a black box. And this brings us to a really powerful idea, the model as a black box. What this means is that a business manager doesn't need to understand the complex math happening inside of it. All they need to do is trust that if they put a certain input in, like a customer's profile, they'll get a reliable output back, like that customer's probability to buy something. The absolute key takeaway here is to focus on the output, not the mechanics. The real value isn't in understanding the complex math, it's in applying the model's prediction to make a smarter business decision. So will this customer respond to a 20% off coupon? The model gives you a probability and you act on it. It's as simple as that. And you can see why this black box approach is so powerful, right? It makes adopting analytics across a whole company so much simpler. It lets the business teams stop worrying about the how and instead focus on what they do best, creating great decision strategies around the what. Ultimately, this democratizes analytics, putting all that power into the hands of departments like HR, operations, and marketing, not just the data nerds. So that brings us to our final and maybe most important question. If the model itself is a black box, where do you create your competitive edge? The answer's in two places. First, in the creative art of designing those really insightful performance variables we talked about, and second, in the clever science of building smart business strategies around the model's predictions. That is where the real innovation happens. Hey, if this helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with a colleague who might find it useful, and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.